Alright, where I left off, it looks like here's my PCV valve right here. Here's the new one, but that one seems to mount that way. So if I had it installed, it would look like that. And that doesn't make much sense, so that can't be that for that one. I have to find another one. And that other one I'm guessing is under the intake. Fucking balls. We'll find it. If it's what I'm thinking, if it's this freaking straw thing, I mean, you could look right through it. There's nothing inside it. It's hollow. That's why I call it a straw. Let's see. Throttleage. Don't do it. Dude, don't do it. Throttle it. Oh, God. She fucking likes that. Anyway, before I get out of control here, I need to find where that fucking thing is. And I think if I follow some hoses, it should lead right to it. Otherwise, it doesn't require a hose, and it's just one of those retarded make-believe things that they want you to think goes on your car. If it's under the intake, I ain't fucking touching it. As far as I know, this looks... Oh, get out of there, you little shitbox. Wow, this one's actually completely hollow. There's nothing inside it. I'm curious if this will just fit in there. It doesn't even fit. It's too big, which means it goes somewhere else. This isn't even a valve. It's just a straight through. Basically just a straight through. Sorry about the fingers. There's blocking the cam. Yeah, this is just a direct in. There's not a valve. So that must be to suck pressure in. Because it's connected right here to the intake snorkel. There's another one here. Maybe that leads to the PCV valve. I can't tell because I see a man, lady. Got a little extra grease on my... There's grease everywhere. This shit should be nice and shiny like what I just did here. A little slack, but I swear that's tight. I could tighten it more. Maybe I will. But I swear that's tight enough. All I gotta do is pull this much tension. It's still not open. It begins to open right here. So if I tighten it, I don't know. I believe that goes to the transmission's kick down. It does. There's a little rod. And that rod goes down to the transmission. So that's probably the kick down. This is the throttle. So, I suppose we could tighten that. There's Brian Spencer Johnson, Brian, whatever the hell his name, Spency Johnson, Stepdad Electric, Stepdad Geo, Cardwood Box Valley Fever. I think that's going on there. I mean, when you don't know what you're doing, you just say, "Hey guys, Mr. Man, don't know what to do here. Cut my timing belt with a pair of scissors and a rusty butter knife." But I don't do that stuff. This is a timing chain motor. Nissan. It's the way to go. Fuck Mazda. yeah, that is definitely a kick down. So when I pull that, it goes down to there. Or maybe it's not the kick down. You know, it's not the kick down. My mistake. It's opening the throttle body right here. And then it ends right there. Let's pull that little joint up. I'm gonna get my fucking finger burnt. Yeah, I got some long ass nails, but that's you need one for you need long nails sometimes to scratch. I can't. There's the idler screw. As you can see. As you can see right here, it stops once it hits the screw, which means I can't tell if it's wide open. I would have to open that up and see the. I would have to see the position of the valve body opening. This is not a single overhead cam explorer or an overhead valve explorer where we can do that little zip tie mod. It's so easy to adjust it right here. You see these little nuts right here? Right here. You just pull a nut back and pull it forward, and same here. Make it tighter. And then you won't have, I mean, this tension on this, but it could be extremely tight. Not too tight, because then you might actually have 50 to 60 RPMs when you don't need that many. And then you wonder when you put your car in drive, it jerks a little bit because there was a fraction of exhaust, a fraction of it, you know, of the throttle body open. So to make it just perfect without idling too high, you're fine. But to make it open up more, adjusting this screw here will allow this thing to open up more. And if we do that, it's possible it might open up more. The ball on there is cracked on that joint, so I don't want to put too much stress on it. Looks like it could just pop right off. It hasn't, but I don't want to. If it does, then I'll just have to replace that part. That's easy. Pops right off. As for oil leaks and the status of the Ultima, just so you guys know what kind of motor we have here, this is a there we go. Idle speed, blah blah blah. There we go, 2.4 liter. It is a KA24DE. I'm not seeing it here. Test group, OBD certified, blah blah blah. There we go. Right here. KA24DE. I don't know if that tells anybody anything. 24V0 GFFG. And my VIN number might determine whether I have that LSD. Well, at least the last four numbers should. My VIN number ends in 235989 or something, 98 something like that. The end of my VIN ends in 35989. Excuse me, C235989. That's what the VIN ends in. Parking for when I went to college. Inspection's good until June 2015. Registration's good until August 2016. Brake fluid's good. It's actually at the max level. Let's see, this car does not have ABS. If you don't know how to drive a car, I don't know. These cars never came with ABS back in 2000. That was considered an option. As you can see, I got a lot of dirt going on here. That's because, see that little hole? Well, long story short, the weather guard is completely gone. It's gone. It would normally connect to like here, but it kept falling down, hitting the tire, a lot of rubbish. It connected to here, here. I actually gotta push this up. I don't like that coming down. Front bumper tire is zip tied because many accidents previous owner had. And put these fog lights on. They come out a bit, but they're actually connected to the plastic of this because I could not mount them correctly, where the old ones have a different setup. We got HIDs in here. People who are curious about the HIDs I use, they're both different. The ballasts are different. The bulbs are the same. This is what I use. $35 watt. It's plastic. I just put them here because it's pretty much the cool spot's going to be because the water, the overflow bottles here. I don't seem to have problems with this one because that's a new one. Get in there, you little fuck. As for the other one, is an old school, not a slim. I had to do this because one of the other plastic ones got too hot over here and blew. But this light here is more white and that one's sort of blue. But same bulb, same voltage. I don't know, the ballast could be old. Bulbs are not frying. I had a guy told me about that because I'm not familiar with them. So the ballast does not matter. Only if the ballast is really struggling, it can hurt the bulb. No blow by, nothing. No smoke in there. Nothing. You don't ever want to see smoke come out of there. I do have to clean this for the winter, so get some better air coming in there. I gotta fix my, I don't know if you can see it in here, but it's here. See this little motor right here with the little hose connected to it? That keeps getting hit with water and shit and salt, and so it's not sending enough, well, sometimes it does and doesn't, spray my windshield washer fluid. So the washer pump is got a bad connection, but it works perfect. Notice how there's zip ties on pretty much everywhere to hold this up. Because like I said, it was in a very bad collision where this whole thing was pushed in at least a 1.5 feet. This rad cradle was straightened out between here and maybe here. It was pushed back like maybe 2 inches, 3 inches, and that was just enough to break the old rad, the original one. What else gone wrong here? Got this, the straightest side of the car. It was never in any accidents over here. Over here, this car was hit on this side really hard here. I just painted over it. It was all black paint. It hit a black car. What else we got here? As you can see, the bolts, they're kind of this way instead of being in the middle. This one, same thing happened to this one, but this one sheared off. You can see it's at the very edge where it would have been. So there's no bolt there. There's a bolt. There's a bolt here. Right here. And you can't see it, it's probably in the sun. But yeah, this fender here is kind of out of alignment a little bit, which makes the headlights have a little gap between here and here. Recently a landscaper truck backed into me, that's what that is, and actually made this way more loose than it is. The whole front meat of this car, I call it meat. The front meat of the car is just And plus that little styrofoam thing that's underneath the car that goes between the bumper and the plastic cover is gone. So there's a big void between here and the bumper. That's why this is so shaky. There's nothing in there. So I was probably going to put a 2x4 in front of the bumper to fill this in so it's solid and not shaky. But yeah, that styrofoam is needs to go in there because this is pushing because there's so much space to push back on. Tires are good, as you can see. I could put my whole finger in each groove. Brakes are good. I just did them recently in the rear brakes. When this car wasn't in an accident a while back, when I hit the bumper here, not the landscaping accident, the one that caused all this, the accident was up here as well and it scratched the headlights. That's why this one's cloudy. I've tried everything to try and get that out, and that's extremely hard to get off. This one is perfect, as you can see, because it has not been scratched and I clean it often. Believe it or not, this one is just as bright as that one. I just don't get it. Whenever I wet it too or something, it does get a lot clearer. Maybe it's just, I think because it's scratched, it calcifies a lot easier. It gets in those grooves. So when I clean it, it comes out. Other than that, I don't have any problems at night with light. This video is fucking long. Shit. Alright, I'll let you guys go. If anyone wants me to make any videos, well, leave a comment or send me a message on Facebook or YouTube. I answer my YouTube messages still. Alright. JT out.